Hi, this is Susan Alexander from The Funky Professor, and I am also an orthopedic surgeon. And over the past couple of weeks, I've done a couple of live streams where we've talked about going to university, starting a new course. And I'd like to continue on that series, but firstly, I'd like to recap. So the first thing that I asked you to do was to think about your goal and what it is you want to be, and to write it down, and to have a think not just about what your goal was, but why do you want to do that? Why are you doing the course that you want to do? And to think about what it's going to mean to you and how you think you're going to use the skills that you're going to learn in that course, develop yourself, and to have the career and the job that you would like to lead. The second thing I had asked you to do last week was to write your manifesto. Now, what I meant by this is if you had to write down a list of things that you felt were important to you, the beliefs that you strongly felt about, just write them down at a list, and to see for yourself whether these are things that you truly believe in, or whether they're things that you've kind of adopted from your family, your friends, your culture. And then to have those on a list. So what are your goals? Why do you want to do them? And secondly, what do you stand for? Now, this week, I put up a Instagram post on our Instagram handle, which is Funky Anatomy. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, please do, because it's got a lot of stuff on there about anatomy and little tips and tricks for studying, and also for adapting to new changes. And that is exactly what I want to talk about today, which is the word resilience. So the word resilience is the ability to adapt to new changes. And I'm just seeing that there's a couple of people here who's saying hello from India. Hi, nice to see you. Thank you so much for sending me a message. I think that's Akhil. So thank you for that. So what I wanted to talk about was resilience being the ability to adapt to new changes. So if you are starting a new course, for example, or you're leaving home and going to university, you're becoming more independent, you're going to have to adapt and change. And this means you're going to have to be able to step outside of your comfort zone, be brave, be bold. And today I put a post up which said, it is your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines your altitude. And this is a quote from Zig Ziglar, who was a motivational American speaker. And I think what that meant to me is that it doesn't necessarily matter how good you are at something or how skilled you are at something. It is your attitude that you bring with you that determines how far you're going to go. So, for example, if you are a surgeon or a pastry chef or a violinist, you will develop technical skills, and you will get to a certain standard, because if you practice something enough, it becomes automatic, it becomes a habit, and you will develop a certain level of competence. But to really fly, to really go that extra mile, if you have an attitude of, I love this, I feel excited about this, I'm curious, I'm passionate, there's no limit to your achievements. You can break that ceiling, and you can develop your own destiny. And it's an amazing power and sense of excitement to have within you. And that's what I really want to impress upon you, to think about the attitude that you want to bring to something. Now, some of you may be saying, well, why is this lady telling us about this? So the reason why is because I want to be very clear. I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not qualified to do those things. But what I do have is my own perspective and my own journey and experience, which may be helpful for some of you. And I think if I were looking back on my career, and if I was to talk to my 20-year-old self, these would be the things that I would be saying to myself, because I knew that I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon, and I knew what my goal was, and I did everything that I could to get there. But I wasn't as strategic and as planned as I think I would be if I were to do it again. And so that's why I want to give you guys that message so that as you're doing your studies, as you're going through your career development, perhaps if you start putting into practice some of these skills and some of these steps, that you can achieve your goals quicker, and you'll be more happy, and you'll be more satisfied, and you will also be able to serve other people better. So there's this lovely quote from Abraham Lincoln, which says, I'm going to read it out: "Folks are about as happy as they make their minds to be." And I love that. I think that is part of this whole concept of the attitude that you bring to life is so important. So if you decide you're going to be happy, you're going to be happy. And you can make yourself do that. And you kind of think, well, that's not true. But what I'm experiencing in my own life is that, yes, it is. If you decide you're going to be happy, well, what do happy people do? They smile. So if you wake up in the morning and smile and say, today I'm going to be happy, you are more likely to be happy than if you wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and think, oh, God. So you're starting at a better place. So here's today's challenge for you. I would like you to write down a list of things that you are good at. Now, some of you will go, oh, for goodness sake. Well, some of you might go, well, I'm not good at anything. Well, here's the thing. That's just not true. Of course you are good at something. You might be good at reading books. You might be good at cooking. You might be good at exercise. You might be good at learning. You might be good at solving problems, at jigsaw puzzles. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Start with writing things you are good at, because here's the deal. You've got to be your own cheerleader. And this may not come intuitively, because there is a lot of mental health illness that's out there. There's a lot of depression. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of self-doubt. There's a lot of people telling you how you should be, the standard that you should be measuring up to. Well, try and ignore all the noise and just go to thinking about, okay, well, what is it that I'm good at? And write the list. And it could be anything. It doesn't matter. You could be good at walking your dog. It doesn't matter. There are things that you are good at. But what you are doing by writing these things down is slowly introducing the idea to yourself in your brain, changing your brain, going, actually, I am good at things. And it's about starting to change that attitude, starting to change the self-belief, starting to change the motivation. And by doing this bit by bit, you're going to be strategic, and you are going to achieve your goals. So week 1 was writing down your goals and why you wanted to achieve them, because that's important. Week 2 was about writing your manifesto and saying what you stand for. And this week, I'd really love it if you could write down what you're good at. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of our Funky Professor journey. We have just released a whole load of new videos on the abdomen. Can't wait to share them with you. Go and have a look. Tell me what you think. Get in touch. Let me know if these videos are helpful, because then I can do more. I can do more of them. So next week, we're going to start to work on some strategies for how to plan your university course and how to get the most out of it, how to achieve your goals quicker, faster, and how to be brilliant at whatever it is you're going to do. Thank you so much for watching.